Can we now acknowledge that Eric Spoelstra can coach?
Yeah, I think we're there.
It's not just Wade and LeBron and Pat Riley.
Spo is a great coach. Their Heat are 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. Now, that's 2 more wins, guys. There is no lead too big, and there is no series lead too big in this bubble, as we have learned. So, I'm not getting crazy just yet. 2 great wins. Just like in Game 1, they had to overcome a double-digit deficit, which I did not love. But they did win Game 2, 106-101. They were down by as much as 17 last night, but they rallied in the second half. Miami outscored Boston 37-17 in the third quarter, and they were able to hold off a fourth-quarter surge by the Celtics to get the win.
Duncan Robinson hitting threes.
Yeah, Duncan was great in the first quarter. He's not really great under pressure. If someone gets in his face a couple times, blocks a couple shots, you got to move it around and get him a clean shot. But they picked up the defense in the second half, had a great third quarter. This is the 11th time the Heat have taken a 2-0 series lead in Spoelstra's tenure, and they've won all previous 10 instances. This is his 81st career playoff win, tied for 8th all time.
So we have a very young Denver team, a very young Miami team, a Dallas team that was young, Phoenix team that was...
Celtics team too.
What are we seeing? Only one old team left. That's the opposite of our lives watching basketball.
Right, and that old team is led by
the best player
James
in the world. It's it's pretty obvious. These young players, no crowds. It's got an AAU feel. They feel incredibly comfortable. Have you ever seen in the playoffs in your life? Now, I'm older than you. So many young players dominate in the playoffs.
No, the bubble's very unique. And also, I think when you look at the structure of the teams that are left, great cultures, great coaches. It's like that. It's not really built around stars, other than the Lakers, of course. The other 3 teams, while they have stars, they're not superstars. They're not Anthony Davis and LeBron James. This is not what we expected, but it really makes sense when you look at the pressures that the bubble entails, the demands of being in there for months at a time.
Young players don't have wives and kids. A lot of these old guys. I told you the story yesterday. I heard the Lakers initially, the first 2 weeks, were really struggling with the bubble. A lot of their older players are like, I want to see my kids. And then they got some time off. Now families have moved in a little bit. The Lakers are in a really good spot psychologically. The veteran players are happy and motivated. But we saw a bunch of veteran players. Milwaukee was an old team. Joy, they were awful. Houston's an older team.
Clippers are built around veterans.
Listen,
fell apart.
I'm not putting an asterisk on it, but there is a bubble component to this whole thing.
Well, no, and I don't think an asterisk really matters. Like, same thing. We're making it all work.
But it's almost like bad weather in a football game. If I have the best quarterback and we're playing in a hurricane, it's an advantage to you because now both of us can't score.
Right.
So, like, bad weather always hurts the better offense.
You have to deal with the circumstances that you're
even though we're both playing in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Giannis has reportedly won his 2nd consecutive NBA MVP award, regular season award. He's now the 12th player in league history to win back-to-back MVPs, and he joins Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon as the only players to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. He averaged 29.5 points per game. That's 5th in the NBA. 13.6 rebounds per game. 2nd in the NBA. 5.6 assists per game, and shot 53.3% field goal percentage this year.
You should probably include the playoffs when you vote for these big things.
Well, yeah, that's the story with the NBA MVP. It is a regular season award. He did have an incredible regular season. I thought that this year should have gone to LeBron. I think the amount of MVPs that LeBron has won in his career is
embarrassing,
kind of laughable.
Yeah, kind of. Like Phil Jackson won one coach of the talk to the hand. Not interested.
I mean, I get it. You don't want to do the same thing every year, even though it's very obvious.
Why
but
not?
it does kind of look. The NBA MVP has become a narrative award. It doesn't take away from the greatness of it, but it does matter what the story is, what people are interested in that year. It's a great thing to have on your
so let's call it
resume, your legacy.
Okay, how about we call it the MIS award, the most intriguing story award. Well, that's Russell Wilson was the most intriguing story. Valuable? He's a million things. He's not valuable. Everybody gets better when they leave
Westbrook. I think that it's, I mean, I hate to say it because you have to respect the winning an MVP of the league, right? But it's a regular season award. And it definitely, over the past couple years, has kind of shown that it is definitely a regular season award. I mean, Giannis is not in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
I don't mind the same thing every day. We're awesome every day.
I eat the same, exactly. I eat the same thing for breakfast every day. I try to park in the same
Clay fails to give me the stuff I need every day. He's totally consistent, and I'm okay with it.
Consistency matters. So Saints receiver Emmanuel Sanders got a front row seat to Tom Brady's debut in Tampa, but he felt very weird seeing Brady playing in a Bucs uniform.
Tom Brady and Buccaneers, it didn't feel like Tom Brady was out there. It just felt like it was versus the Buccaneers. And that's no diss to Tom. That's just how I felt. You know, that's how I felt. It didn't feel like it was Tom Brady out there. Now, if you put Tom Brady in the New England Patriots uniform, that feels more like Tom Brady out there. And I guess it's an adjustment for the entire world, you know?
So he is not used to it yet.
It was different. A lot of things look different.
Listen, a significant amount of society watched that game to see what Tom Brady looked like in that uniform. It's still taking some getting used to.
It's going to be a good weekend for Tom, my prediction.
Tom and kind of Dallas. The Bucs and Dallas are two teams that we're kind of not considering all of the turnover that they've had.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at teams as though they have a new coach or they have a new young quarterback. It's a new coach quarterback for Tom Brady and the Bucs, and same for the Cowboys. And we probably need to give them a little bit more flexibility, but that's not how the world works. Nothing is fair. You guys are big, high-profile teams, and Brady's a high-profile player. That comes with expectations.
Yeah.